Hey guys, welcome back to our podcast, Raising Real Estate Standards. Actually, you can see we're kind of in a different environment today. So if you like this environment we're in, hit us up, let us know. But I've got a guest with us today, Kirby Graves. Kirby is an agent in our office, one of our offices, and he's really focused his business on investment, not only working with investors, but investing for himself. And I'm going to tell you, I remember when you walked in the office one day and the conversation we had, and I'm just going to tell you how proud I am of you and how far you've come. So Kirby, you've done an amazing job, and appreciate you being with us today.
I appreciate that, man. It means a lot. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, all right. The one thing I wanted to hit on today was, how we as real estate agents can use investing in real estate to give us an alternative form of income, maybe focus on growing appreciation and having it there for the future as a retirement. What's your thought on that?
Yeah, so as a real estate agent, there's a big ups and downs in the market and how much business you're doing. So it makes a whole lot of sense to have some kind of other stream of revenue coming in, some kind of other source of income. So for me, it's always been a long-term strategy to be able to have some income coming in from my rental properties, so that if I, for some reason, don't have a commission, or if I have to take a break off for family or for something like that for a little while, that there's still some income rolling in.
Cool. So what made you want to do this? I mean, is this something you had on your mind before you got into selling real estate, or did this just kind of come afterwards?
Yeah, so I got interested in real estate because my dad had invested in some properties when I was a kid. And I had a previous business before I got into real estate, and I just kind of realized that I was always really interested in real estate, and the skill set that I had would have been better served in the real estate industry. So it just kind of made that transition for me really smooth. So I've loved it ever since. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So tell us about the first deal deal you did. I know we talked a little bit about it before, but that property you got, I think you sat on it for how long? Like 12 months or so?
Yeah, it might have been a little bit over a year, but yeah, the first house that I bought it for $24,000. It was a really small 2-bedroom, 1-bath house in High Point. It was in horrible condition. It took me a long time fixing it up, I was saving up money, fixing it. I'd get a commission from selling a property or something like that, and then go put half of that into fixing up this little house and doing some of the work myself, that kind of thing. Just kind of really just putting in some sweat equity and hustling to try to get it done.
Yeah. And 12, let's call it 13, 14 month investment. And you made how much?
$5,000.
Wow. $5,000.
It was not worth my time,
but what did you do?
I learned a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's awesome, man. So, so you're getting into this, and are there any specific types of investments that work well for the real estate agent or for you in general?
Yeah, I think just your normal single family property. If you're just a normal real estate agent that serves, clients that are looking for their primary residence, then you're probably really going to get a lot of opportunities to buy single family houses for a good deal, because people are going to approach you about selling their property. And if it's in bad condition, it's not like really retail ready for you to list, you may want to consider trying to purchase that property directly from the seller. And you can, with the connections that you've built through helping your clients, you probably know contractors, inspectors, insurance people, lenders. So through all those resources that you have, it just makes sense to invest into real estate. And I think it was Jim Rohn that said, one time a lady came up to him and she said that she was in real estate, and he said, "Awesome, how many properties do you have?" And she said, "No, I'm a real estate agent. I help people." And he said, "No, let me ask you again, how many properties do you have?" Because he said the purpose of being in real estate is to buy properties. The purpose of, selling a house is to make a commission so you can then turn around and buy assets that generate income from them and give you some kind of passive income.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. I love that. So real estate agents, if you had to ask 10 real estate agents, 9.5 of them would probably tell you, I want to get into investing in real estate. So, but most of them never do.
Yeah.
What is one thing we can tell them or give them encouragement or advice to help them, I use the term, jump off the diving board?
Yeah. So I think as real estate agents, it sometimes is difficult to save money, and that's probably why the majority of them don't end up buying property, or maybe they're making plenty of money and they're reinvesting that into their real estate business. But I see that as often they're thinking of more short term. They're not really thinking down the road. They're not thinking about retirement. They're not thinking about, hey, do I still want to be doing this 30 years from now? So I see a lot of short term thinking from those real estate agents. They're thinking about the deal. They're thinking about their car payment or whatever they need to pay that day. So I think the main thing is if you just live within your means for a short period of, maybe a year or 2 years, that's what I did. I just buckled down and spent very little money for the first 2 years as I was trying to get into investing in real estate.
So, one thing I would worry about, like a pitfall that may happen if I'm a real estate agent and I'm getting into this game, let's call it, is now I've lost my way in my normal, or let's call it regular, real estate sales business. I'm not doing the lead generation like I normally would. My business is just slowed down because I focused over here on myself, which I'm still getting income on this, but I'm losing these bigger deals, let's call them. What have you done along the way to make sure you kind of make sure you have that even between the two of those?
Yeah, so that's definitely a hard thing to balance. The main thing I would do is just whatever property that you buy first, make sure that there's going to be enough income generated from that you can hire a property manager. Use your resources that you have, your network that you have as a real estate agent to reach out to a property manager and get them to do a lot of the heavy lifting for you that you would be doing yourself. I see that as a huge pitfall that real estate agents get into because they know real estate. They feel like they know landlord-tenant laws and stuff like that because they have a license, and they end up getting themselves into another job that doesn't pay as well when they should be focusing their time lead generating for their commission sales business.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. And that balance you need to really have, and you need to stay with it along the way. So, tell us a little bit about Bryson City. I love this idea, this project you've kind of taken on. Tell us a little bit about that.
Awesome. Yeah. So in Bryson City, North Carolina, it's up in the mountains about 45 minutes west of Asheville. We purchased, me and a couple partners purchased a campground up there. This campground has been around since the 50s. It's got a really old legacy, is one of the reasons we loved it. It's right next to the Smoky Mountain National Park. It's actually only 50 feet from the entrance, so you can walk straight out of our parking lot, straight onto the trails. And we love it. It has about 35 rental spots. It has 6 rental cabins. So we rent the cabins out like short-term rental, and then the rental spots for the camp, like RV hookups that have full service, water, power, sewer, Wi-Fi, all that good stuff. So we really love it. It's kind of like a mix between real estate and a business, and so we kind of love that marriage between real estate and business. Kind of keeps our core competency, which is real estate, but also brings in this business aspect where we can do a lot of creative things, and kind of that's sort of our creative outlet to do fun projects on.
Gotcha. So Kirby is the essential entrepreneur. He just always starting something new, which is cool. So to the listeners out there, the real estate agents out there, if they're going to look for money to do their first deal, where do they go?
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, saving your own money and just getting in a habit of living below your means so that you can save a little bit of money up to invest on your own is going to be crucial. But as a real estate agent, you're probably already working with investors that are investing in property. and they see you as a resource already. And you can be even more of a resource to them as a partner. And so it may make a lot of sense for you to start trying to partner with a couple of your clients, especially ones that you know that are more experienced and or ones that you know don't have as much time to focus on it. For example, if you have a client that's like a doctor or lawyer or somebody like that, it makes a lot of sense to partner with somebody like that because they know you're spending all your time focused on real estate. You can help them find the deals. You can help them reach out to the property manager. You have resources as far as contractors and all that stuff, and they don't have that. They may have money, but they don't have the time or the resources that you have. So you can step in with little to no of your own money and partner with somebody like that on a property. Yes, you'll have only half the equity or whatnot, but you will be able to get into the game and start learning. That's a good first step for most real estate agents.
Right. So that's really good advice there, Kirby. Appreciate that. I think it was Warren Buffett who said, always invest in only things that you know.
Yeah.
And like you said there, we are always around real estate. We know the ins and outs of it. So it's perfect. So those that aren't investing in real estate but are in the business of sales, you're missing out on a huge opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. And deals come by you all the time. And that's the thing. Like if most investors had the deal flow that you had, they would be so excited. And you're just, most of the time as real estate agents, we're just leaving that on the table without taking advantage of it.
Absolutely. So all right, one last thing to leave with the real estate agents out there when it comes to investing. What would that be? What would that one thing be, that golden nugget?
Oh, man, the golden nugget for real estate investing. Let me see here. I think the main thing would be to be open to partnering. We talked about that a little bit before. I think if you're just getting started, it makes a ton of sense to partner up with somebody that either has more capital or more experience than you. So if you're going to get started, I would start there. Picking up a couple books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, listening to some podcasts on investing. Bigger Pockets is a great resource, especially for newer investors. Some of the real estate agent podcasts too that are out there also talk about being sort of this like hybrid investor / real estate agent person. So I would just start learning, and being open to partnering would be the main two things I would leave you guys with.
Awesome. And on that note, we recorded earlier our investor series videos for Realty Consultants Property Management, and had Kirby on there. So check those out as well as you're doing it. But Kirby, appreciate you coming on with us today. You've got some awesome wisdom, some great gold nuggets, and some things that, we could share with the real estate agents out there. So thank you.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Take care. And we'll see you guys next time.